Hi everyone, welcome to Palm Reading Freya. We're going to call these short videos how to be a medium, how to know and what can help you. And I hope it helps many of you. This is another exercise that I have done, and one of the first times that I did this exercise, I had a very profound dream that helped me a lot in understanding how mediumship work and how exactly I will be receiving it, because I understand that many of us will have different takes on how we receive information. So taking note in what you feel and how you think it will work for you is a plus and super important. Okay, in this exercise you are going to try to balance all your chakras. And this exercise I did it for around 3 days, I would think. And then I had the dream. Okay, the way you begin this exercise is by imagining that you are walking through the park or through a forest. You will hold a walk, steady walk, and feel you begin feeling relaxed, like letting things go, the daily routine, your worries, everything. You just are imagining yourself that you are walking, looking at the trees, looking at the water, looking at animals that might come across in your path. Just let it come, wherever it comes, just let it be. Then slowly you're gonna imagine that you come to like a mountain. Okay, and in this mountain you're gonna begin going around. So as soon as you take the first step into knowing, okay, I'm gonna start climbing this mountain, you will imagine your first chakra that is spinning red. Okay, so if I'm walking, I will, in my mind, I will picture my crown chakra spinning red, and I will hold that. And as I start walking up, I'm going to notice that I'm going up slowly. Okay, so you hold that. When you feel the time is right, you are walking, you're imagining you red chakra spinning. When you feel like the moment is right, you're gonna change to the next color. So you're gonna change to orange. And you're gonna hold that. If you can imagine your red chakra and your orange chakra spinning at the same time in place, okay, it's like you are escalating up in your body too, and you keep walking up, you can also expand your orange, spin it, and then bring it slow back to like, let's say what it could be a normal size. Okay, then you keep walking, up this mountain, you are going up. Then you go to the next color, you go to the yellow color, you're spinning it, you keep walking, you're going up. Then you go to your heart, green, you spin it all the way to blue, all the way to purple, and all the way to white. Okay, once you get to the white, and you're spinning all your chakras, you're spinning white, you're spinning purple, you're spinning blue, you're spinning green, you're spinning yellow, you're spinning orange, you're spinning red. You imagine all your chakras spinning in a perfect balance. Then you finally are at the top of the mountain. Okay, once you get to the top of the mountain, you stop spinning your chakras and you begin taking steps into what is going to be like a hole in the ground, or you can just see that imagine, I mean, that you can put things down and you cannot see where they go, or it's dark. Okay, in there you can mention a few things that maybe you are holding in your heart or in your mind that that had happened to you. Okay, like for example, you can say I feel sorry for saying this or that to my daughter, and I ask for forgiveness. Then you throw that thought into whatever, into the nothing. Okay, it's just a hole, or you can imagine a hole, or it just goes into down the mountain, but you cannot see, it's dark, okay? So you can begin pouring the worries. Also, if you are worrying about how you make how am I going to make this car payment or whatever, you say, I release that energy of worry and let it go. Anything that you are carrying at the moment, anything that you feel, maybe I shouldn't say that, maybe I shouldn't have done that, maybe I should have handled a situation in a different way, just begin saying everything. Also, you can also, if at times you have nothing to say, you can add, um, I'm gonna let go of any feelings of worry, guilt, or if I had hurt anyone knowingly or not knowingly, on purpose or not realizing it, I ask for forgiveness, or just say whatever you want, okay? Once you feel that um, you have let go of many things that you have been holding in your heart, and it can also be um, things that you might have that are a little bit bigger, with your family. Like, for example, it can be, I forgive my mother for not giving me money to buy a lollipop or whatever when I was little, because forgiving and saying it out loud or thinking it in your head is kind of a way of also healing ourselves and saying, I forgive you, I let go of the situation. And I don't wanna carry this with me any longer. It does help, and you imagining letting it go, um, it can really bring a better energy in you also. Okay, so once you have performed this exercise, letting go of anything you feel like letting go, you are going to imagine that you spot a key on the floor. In this, once you see the key, you're gonna see a door that goes to the, that this key is going to open. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the key, you're gonna open the door, and you're gonna go through the door. In this place, you can create whatever you feel like imagining, okay? You can imagine that there is a table, that there are chairs, that there are beautiful windows or beautiful paintings, whatever your heart desires. um, it can be there, okay? So when I was performing these exercises after a few nights, um, this is when I had the dream, okay? And this came to me to be so very important because this told me how mediumship work, and I hope it makes sense to many of you. Okay, so I will talk about my dream, and then we close with other things you can do and include, and how to close back down into this room. Okay, so I will talk about my dream now. I went into the room, and when I went into this room, I went around the table. It was a big table, and I went around the table, but when I turned around, I saw my two grandmothers. They both passed, okay? My grandmother was sitting, and then my other grandmother and my brother, they had also passed, was standing next to my grandmothers. In the back, I saw a man. This is an old man, okay? He had a long beard. It was white hair, long. All his facial hair was also long, and he was all dressed in white. But he didn't do nothing, or he didn't say nothing. All he did was stand in the back of the room. So I was so very happy to see my grandmothers in this room, and my grandmother was sitting in front of me, and my other grandmother and my brother. So I wanted to hug my grandmothers, and my grandmother from the side of my mom, she just said like this, no. She just said no. And she told me, give me your hands. I'm going to show you how you do it. So she put her hands, and I put my hands on top of her. And when I touched her, she just, it's like a white light or golden light started running all in my body, okay? And This was a telepathic conversation that we had. She started telling me, when you doing a medium reading, you don't ask. This is gonna be hard to explain. You don't exactly ask in words. You can do it in your mind, and when you receive the answer or you receive the vision, you are gonna see it over here. And for me, I always see it over here, okay, or over here. It's mostly on this side. So she showed me, this is how you do it, this is how you're gonna receive the information, and this is how you can talk like back and forth. It's all in your mind. Like, to explain it kind of in a clear way, it's in your mind, like when you're dreaming. When you are dreaming, you are relaxed, and the dream is creating itself. You are not making any efforts to create this dream, or you are not saying go right, go left. Everything, it just kind of happens without you making any effort. And that's how, for me, mediumship works. In the beginning, what I was I was able to realize that I couldn't do it was that I just saw, like, when you take a picture, and I just will receive that Snapchat, okay? Like, for example, let's put that I see a picture of a man, and the first thing I see is this person is showing me fire, okay? And I would just see the fire. And then this person is cleaning his bike, and I will just see, like, the Snapchat, like he's like cleaning, but it will come really fast. So with that, that's how I started receiving it. And I'm like, okay, I have to test this, because this is kind of crazy for me. This is new for me. This is, I don't know if I'm right, or if I, because actually many things we do, we many times are stopped in improving it, because we are fearful that we are going to be wrong, that we are not going to be right, that we are not going to be giving the right information, or are going to be getting across the right message for the person. And that was the first struggle, okay? And many of us, I think, we will go through that until we start little by little believing and trusting in ourselves. So that's what I started, how everything started. But and then it kind of turned up a notch, and I can just see it like in a short movie. Like, for example, if I see the picture of a man, I can see how this man maybe like places where was a lot of people. He liked to go to fairs, and he had a boat, and it's just kind of like a dream. I'm not making any effort to see that. It's just happening. And that is another thing that you will have to kind of spot on yourself. When you are thinking, you are making it up. But when it's just happening over here, it's different, okay? It's no effort. It's no. It just is the information is just coming. So that is one way. How do I see it? I see it over here, and I see it happening. Other times, I can just focus on the wall, and I can just see sometimes things on the wall, like when you play with your kids. I spot a cat. Do you see a cat? And you can do it on the wall, and this can be a game, or on the clouds. And that is how also sometimes it happens to me. Other times I will clearly hear. Other times I will feel. Like one thing that happened to me, I was doing a medium reading, and I was looking at my phone, and I was seeing the picture of this man, but and then I started feeling this breeze, like this fan, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is it any air coming out of my cell phone? Some things are going to be freaky like that, okay? and I just felt this air coming through on my face while I was looking at the picture of this man, and I see, and that was one of the strangest things, because I'm like, okay, is there any air? And I started looking everywhere, okay? It was no air coming, but it was the spirit how it tried to communicate. And when I said, you know what, I feel air, a lot of air. I mean, I just feel like a fan is in front of my face. And it made perfect sense to the person I was reading for. And this is how you kind of begin trusting in yourself, you know, what you feel, what you hear. Sometimes you will feel it, like for example, if you happen to ask, okay, how did you pass, you might get a headache, or feel that, or feel sickness in your stomach, or other things. To me, sometimes it can be vision, hearing, and feeling, and sometimes it can be just seeing, or sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not getting anything, you know, because a spirit, um, I believe a spirit is always willing, and time doesn't exist for them anymore. They are always willing, but there's times when you might not receive anything, because it can be you might not be feeling good, you might, you know, it could be anything, but if at any given moment you feel like, okay, I'm not getting it right, just move on, and leave it at that, okay? So that is how I hope I was able to explain correctly. The mediumship is not like how the movies show it, you know, like you, but it could happen, but I do not believe it's exactly like that. Um, like the spirits are gonna come and attack you and pursue you and think. Everything is mental, everything is in your mind, is with your mind's eye, that you will see, you will feel, you will hear, sometimes also in your mind, in your in your ear, like when you are maybe singing a song in the back of your head, and that something is just coming to you, and you're like, oh, where did that came from? And I will give you examples of how to differentiate when it's you or when you are receiving a message also, because this is so very important, okay? So first thing is to ground yourself, learn to protect yourself, then find out, how do I receive information? Do I receive it as a snapshot? Do I feel it? Do I just know it? Do I smell things? Do I have senses? That is the first step, because and then you can concentrate on how you receive the information, and how to know when it's you thinking about it, or when it really is outside of you, when you are just seeing that, you are seeing it over here, maybe for you it's over here, or maybe for you it's here, or maybe some people need to close their eyes, some people needs to stare at the wall and just stay there and receive that information. That is the first step, that you all have to find out, how do you receive the information. Okay, that is all I have for this video. We will pass to another video. Thank you. Bye.